Our third speaker this evening is Mike Irwin. Mike Irwin is a longtime Toastmaster. He is a member of 2 clubs, president of CD Speakers. He is also a professional speaker in his own right. And he has an interesting topic that he's going to talk to us about called STAR. And it's, if you want to think about something about his background. 5 to 7 minutes. It's Project 4 from the Content Communicator Manual. If you will refer to the ways, objectives, they are the same for Mike's. Please give your enthusiasm and applause for Mike Irwin.
Have you ever met a star? Well, I have. It was back in the late 1960s, and I was, you might say I was a neophyte rock and roll impresario. Well, I hired the bands for our dances and concerts at my college. That's what I did. And that's how I came to meet that star. Now, he wasn't a star at the time, okay? He was well known in Michigan, and there were several well-known Michigan bands, well-known in Michigan. Anybody here ever hear of Dick Wagner and the Frost? No? How about the Motor City 5?
No.
Maybe them. T. Garden and Van Winkle, anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah! Big organ!
Yeah!
Okay. There were lots of people that were actually bigger stars at the time than the star I knew and met and talked with. And that star was Bob Seger.
Oh.
Now, Bob Seger you've heard of, right?
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop, all of that stuff. But this was a long time before Risky Business. A long time before Tom Cruise took one of Bob Seger's old records off the shelf and danced to it in his tidy whities. I was talking to Bob, yes, I got to call him Bob, at one of our concerts that he was going to play at. And I don't know how it came up, but I mentioned that the week before, I said, Bob, the band that we were going to have at that dance canceled on us. And Bob said, why didn't you call me? Well, Bob, you would have cost way too much. I mean, this was just a dance in the union, like a sock hop or something, and you guys, you charged way more than we would have been able to afford. He said, yeah, give me this flyer. Turn around, I'm going to use your back for a desk. Okay. Here. This is my home phone number. If that happens again, you call me. Don't you dare call my booking agent. Call me. If you call me, if this happens, I will do the gig if my date is free. All you have to do is give me enough money to buy my gas and pay my band. And I'll do it. And he quoted a price that was about the same as a local band would have charged. Then I did something stupid. I said, Bob, why would you do that? I'll never forget his answer. He said, look, I can do this gig, and because it's next to nothing, you pay me next to nothing, I can feel free to try things with my music that I wouldn't try in an ordinary gig. Besides, I love to work. I would play my music all day and all night for people if I could. Now, a couple of years later, Bob Seger moved out to California, and it was only, 5, 6, 7 years later he became an overnight success. Yeah, after about 15 years of playing gigs every night. See, Bob Seger had a secret. We all know how it is that we improve. We really, really do. It's well known. No matter what the field, whether the field is music or chess or science, whatever the field, like those pretty little figure skaters you see, and they're poised and perfect performances. Well, those follow practice after practice after practice, where those pretty little figure skaters in their pretty little costumes fall on their pretty little behinds on ice. And that ice is cold. And it's hard. And they wind up with bruises, and sometimes worse. And their coach says, "Do it again." And they do it again. They're always constantly doing activities that take them just beyond not only what they can do comfortably, but just beyond what they can even do. And that's the way we improve. It's called deliberate practice. So that's number one, deliberate practice. Number two is that it's designed by an expert coach. Everybody needs coaches. Even Tiger Woods needs a coach. So, deliberate practice, designed by an expert coach. And what else do people need? Whether it's a kid or an adult, you need enthusiastic support. Those pretty little figure skaters are out there getting support from their families. Some families even move. Like Tara Lipinski's family. They moved from Sweetwater, Texas, and I can't blame them, to Detroit. That's kind of weird. Just so Tara could get the kind of expert coaching she needed. So enthusiastic support. So we need deliberate practice. We need expert coaching. We need enthusiastic support. And we need one more thing. Bob sort of alluded to it. He loved to play his music for people. He would have played it all day and all night. He alluded to it later in one of his songs called "A Fire Down Below." We all need that fire down below, that motivation to get out there and do things that are hard. Do the kinds of practice, do the activities that we need to do to improve. To do that deliberate practice day in and day out. To take that expert coaching when the coach says, "Get up and do it again." And we need that enthusiastic support, whether that comes from our family, from our peers, or from our Toastmasters club. That's what we need, Madam Toastmaster.